Hello, hello, hello. My name is NicholassRivas. I talk about politics and stuff. And today we're going to be talking about how Islam Makhachev will lose to Alexander Volkanovski pretty easy. So I just saw the Keon Kimura video. Big fan of him. But he said that Islam will beat Volk pretty easy. So watching the video, I'm like, dude, some of the points he made are just crazy to me. But I don't think anything he said in the video is that egregious. I think many people agree that Islam will take Volk pretty easy, given that Volk isn't the best wrestler. He's been in compromised positions by people like Brian Ortega and even Max Holloway, who Islam could probably beat pretty easy. So I get it. The issue is, though, because Islam is a wrestler, he should depend on his wrestling. And I think 99% he probably will. But if he does not, if he does what he's saying in interviews, in recent interviews, he is saying that he will strike with Volk. I think fighting Charles gave him this big head, and he thinks he can strike like Khabib. He can strike like George St. Pierre. He cannot. His striking is good, and he knows his timing and precision. But compared to Volk, if Islam does what he says, what he just said in his interview, that he wants to show his striking, he will lose. Volk will destroy him, and he knows that, so he's going to go to wrestling. But if there's any easy here, because I think Volk will fight the wrestling as best as possible, and I don't think Volk has great chances unless Islam gets big-headed and tries to strike. Islam will lose 10 out of 10 times. If this is a striking match, Islam will lose. And everyone's saying this, but when you step in that cage, it's just going to be Volk and Islam. And Islam is saying to himself, I want to show people my strike. So he's going to try it. He is going to try it. And even if you give him an inch, Volk will take a mile when it comes to your striking. He will destroy anybody in striking. I mean, unless he's fighting like a Cyril Gane, or if he's fighting someone like a Wonder Boy. Nobody has the striking like Volk. And I love Max, but it was shown that Max's great striker got destroyed by Volk. Like, there's just no chance that Islam is able to take Volk with striking alone. So I think he's going to, this is how I picture it. So this is my thought. If Islam tries to strike and fails with Volk, he's going to regret it so much because it's going to be taking damage that he's never really been put in before. This is my theory. If he does strike and then he tries to go to wrestling because he realizes he can't strike, I think it's going to be too late. I think either Islam is going to be trying where the points are going to be down and he's going to try to wrestle and Volk's just going to play it safe, or it's going to be too much damage to the point where Volk is just going to capitalize on a defeated, beat-up Islam. Now, I'm not saying Islam doesn't have the heart of the lion. The guy's crazy. They're Dagestanians. I just don't see a world where that striking is not going to cost Islam some big rounds. And mark my words, if that's the case, and I wasn't even saying any of this before Islam said, like, if he was saying, like, I'm going to wrestle him, I'm going to do this, I'd have been like, yeah, of course, that makes sense. But he's going to show off his striking. Terrible, terrible idea. His corner needs to shut him up and say, don't do that. If he does better striking than Volk, I'll eat my words. But that's not the game plan here, Islam. And I want to see that. I want to see them strike it out. I want Volk to win. We're not going to see it that way. We're not going to see it. He's going to either, there's going to be a threshold where, and mark my words, there's going to be a point where Islam's striking is not doing good, so he's going to really rely on his strike and his grappling. And it's going to work for him. I think his grappling is that top tier. But he should not give himself that way to, like, big-headed mode. I can take this guy. Let me fight him. No, don't strike with Volk. Do not strike. I'm telling you, Islam, come back to this video. People are going to be either making fun of me hardcore or they're going to be praising me. Because Islam has a great chance to lose easily if he continues with this hard-headedness of trying to strike with easily one of the best strikers. Also, his wrestling is nothing to be scoffed at either. I don't think it the other way. I don't think Islam has the best striking in the world, but he does have the best grappling. I don't think Volk has the worst grappling in the world. I think he has some pretty decent. Don't scoff at it. Don't scoff at it. So, yeah, I'll just let it be from there. I think this is a good place. Just kind of wanted to give my 2 cents real quick before the fights, and I'm excited. Thank you all so much. You have a good one. Peace.